inside that Target there. It is unclear if it was customers inside or people around the building. But again, we can tell you that there are at least 2 people that are possibly injured as a result of this incident. Now we're going to bring the camera back out here. You can see North Bergen is on the scene here with their fire department. And we'll go into the parking lot down here. You can see numerous emergency vehicles in the parking lot. You have ambulances. You have the fire department there as well. And if you look, though, the rest of the parking lot is fairly empty. They did have to evacuate that store, and obviously the store is closed as they do their investigation. And if you are traveling through the North Bergen area, keep in mind, Tunnelly Avenue completely shut down at this point as crews try to get a handle on the situation. But again, the most curious part about this incident down here is how this tractor trailer, which would have been going south, which means it would have been going from the right side to the left side of your screen there, backed into that building. That's what people are going to have to figure out here. As you look, you can see there does not appear to be any damage to the semi's cab. At least initially, it does not appear that way. But we come back around here, you can see the damage to that tractor trailer. You can see how a good quarter of the tractor trailer's trailer is basically split by that utility pole. The wheels for that tractor trailer seem to be missing at this point as well, as you would have to imagine. Probably when they were going through the building there, probably detached those wheels, but at this point we cannot see where the undercarriage of that trailer may be. What we'll do is let's double in our lens there. We'll try to get a closer look at the inside of that Target, and as we get a better look there, actually what we're looking at now is a dump truck. It appears that might be a dump truck inside of that building. So as we doubled in with the camera there, that appears to be a second vehicle that was involved in this incident there. You can see how that tractor trailer or that dump truck is fully into that Target. So the hole that we see in the side of the Target, that would appear to have been made by the dump truck that we see sitting inside. And how that tractor trailer ended up backing into that pole, that's still a curiosity. But obviously now we can tell you that that dump truck is a second vehicle that was involved in this incident there. You can see all the debris inside of the store there. The firefighters trying to look around that dump truck. And again, at this moment, what we're being told is there are possibly 2 injuries associated with this incident. It's not clear if it's any of the drivers of either of the vehicles or a customer or 2 that may have been inside the store there. But again, we're waiting for confirmation from the folks on the ground. So again, what we can tell you now is that there were 2 vehicles involved in this incident. It happened at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. One of those vehicles being a dump truck that went clear into that Target store. And again, this semi that somehow ended up into that pole. Perhaps the dump truck might have struck the semi, and that's how the trailer wrapped around that pole there. Again, none of this is clear at this point. We're still waiting for confirmation from the folks on the ground there, but obviously a very scary incident down here at this Target, where you can see a dump truck fully into the Target store here on Tunnelly Avenue there. If you look close enough, it does appear that it might have had a load in the dump body there. That appears to be dirt along with the debris from the store in the dump body of that dump truck there. But clearly, scary incident down here in North Bergen. And again, if you are just joining us live, we can tell you that you're looking at an incident here in North Bergen, New Jersey. This is off of Tunnelly Avenue, 7101 exact address if you're familiar with the area. This is the Target store that sits on the west side of the highway there. You can see that large hole that is inside that, or on the side of that Target down there. And again, this appears to be an incident involving a dump truck and that semi that you see on the highway there. The dump truck going all the way into the store, smashing through the side of the building there. And again, that tractor trailer also caught up in this in some way there. You can see the trailer is pretty much wrapped around that utility pole that sits next to the building there. From what we're being told at this point, no word of what caused this incident, why that truck might have gone off of the roadway and how the semi was involved. But we are hearing of at least 2 possible injuries down there. Unclear if it's any of the drivers or anybody inside of the store down there. And of course, they will be doing their investigation down here. North Hudson Fire Department on the scene. You have the Bergen County folks down there as well. You can see one of the workers down there trying to get an idea on how they're going to handle the situation with the trailer that's sitting over here on Tunnelly Avenue. And if you are traveling through the area here, keep in mind, Tunnelly Avenue is shut down through the area of 71st Street, both directions, as crews try to get a handle on the situation down here. And of course, we'll stay over the scene and give you any updates as we get them into the newsroom or up here in the helicopter. And again, we'll come back into the parking lot real quick there and just show you some of the emergency services that are here on the scene. You see the firefighters walking in and out of the store. You can see the parking lot is wet, which tells you they had to at least use some sort of water suppression system to try to make sure nothing happened as far as fire or any other incidents in there. But again, a curious one here in North Bergen, New Jersey. And so as we keep an eye on that, we'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon. Reporting live in Chopper 2, I'm Dan Rice, CBS News, New York. Okay, thank you. Hold on.
The Fox 5 News Block.
We're following several developing stories. Right now, the future of your TikTok account is up in the air. The Supreme Court is upholding the TikTok ban. And a wild scene in the Bronx this morning. A bus crashes and is left dangling off of an overpass. There were no serious injuries. Good afternoon. I'm Duarte Geraldino. Welcome to the News Block. We're following an unfolding situation in the Spuyten Duyvil section right now by the Henry Hudson Parkway. It all started around 8:30 this morning when a city bus wound up dangling over an overpass. Haley Fixler has been on the scene all day. She joins us now with the latest.
Officials say the good news is no one was injured. In fact, no one was on the bus except for the bus driver, and we're told that he is okay. But what's truly miraculous is no one was hit by any of this debris that fell on the ground. No one was walking underneath or driving on this street when the bus hit this stone overpass, knocking all of these stones onto the ground. Just take a look at the impact it made into that overpass. Now, firefighters got the call that this bus was hanging off of the overpass with at least one wheel dangling in the air. The driver's side of the vehicle, you could see, was very close to the edge, but emergency crews were able to rescue the bus driver and get him off of the bus. They then had to secure the bus with cables, bring outside trucks in to help to get the bus back onto the road and off of the overpass safely. Now, witnesses tell us the driver seemed to be struggling with the turn and was trying to avoid a parked car that they say was making a tight turn even more difficult. And that's when they tell us the driver seemed to lose control, barreling into the guardrail. Take a listen to how people describe how all of this went down.
The car is parked good, but it's a little bit like out. So the bus gotta go like wide turn. So that's why he made a wide turn, and I was trying to, but he said he's not gonna make it. So I told him to go back, and then the moment I turn my back, then I go back and he hit the wall.
That last parking spot over there, where that car is parked, bus tried to get around it, and it's a terrible spot. There should definitely not be a parking spot over there. The buses always have a tough time getting around that spot. So that's basically what happened.
Now, a transit union worker tells us that there was another bus driver before this bus driver who was tempted to make this tight turn, but decided it was just too difficult to do so. And I want to say I have been up there where all of this went down, and maybe there is 2 feet of clearance, and that's how much space the bus had to get through. So a very difficult maneuver. The MTA says they are investigating. In the Bronx, Haley Fixler, Fox 5 News.
Thank you so much. We're also following breaking news out of North Bergen, New Jersey, where a tractor trailer crashed into a Target. Let's get up to Skyfox, where Dan Rice has more. Dan, what can you tell us?
This is a very curious one you're looking at here in North Bergen. This is Tunnelly Avenue right off of 71st Street, and you can see that tractor trailer wrapped around that utility pole. Now, when we first arrived on the scene, we had figured that truck had somehow backed into the building. But if you zoom the camera in, what you're going to see is a full-size dump truck inside the building. The entire truck has crashed into the building. Now, at this point, the cause of this crash is not known, but you can see, obviously, a very serious situation down here. That Target was open for business when this incident occurred. No word yet, no confirmation on the number of injuries that may be involved, whether to the drivers of those trucks or to any patrons that may have been inside of that Target store at the time of the incident. But you can see a very elongated process will have to to take place here to get that truck out of the building, to get this semi off of that pole down there, and of course do their investigation. You can see the fire department from North Bergen over here on the right side of the video there. They're doing their investigation. In the meantime, North-South Tunnel, or actually Tunnelly Avenue, shut down in both directions through the area. Let's go back inside to the studio.
Thank you so much. Now to the other major developing story that we've been following. So there's so many questions right now about the future of TikTok after Supreme Court decided to uphold a federal law banning the app. This law is set to take effect on Sunday. Fox 5's Sharon Crowley is in the newsroom now to break down the High Court's decision. Sharon, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Duarte, millions of TikTok followers and users are watching this closely. The Supreme Court has unanimously upheld the federal law banning TikTok beginning Sunday unless it's sold by its China parent company ByteDance. Now, the court ruling that that the popular app is a risk to national security because China is able to spy on and collect data from 170 million U.S. TikTok users. Now, TikTok's lawyers had argued that the ban is a violation of free speech. The app will not disappear from existing users' phones Sunday, but new updates will no longer be available, meaning eventually it will stop working. Now, despite this ruling, what happens next? Very much in limbo. It's because President Biden is leaving it all up to President-elect Trump to try to delay this ban if he sees fit. Now, Trump posted on Truth Social that TikTok was among the topics in a conversation he had today with China's leader. Now, Trump supported the ban, but now says he's in favor of keeping the social media app, crediting it with helping him during his campaign. President-elect Trump has 14 million followers on TikTok.
It could be done as fast as his people could negotiate an agreement, or the Chinese company could negotiate an agreement with the federal government that meets the stipulations of Congress. That could happen in several weeks. It could happen in 30 days. There could be an interim provision to keep the service up and operational in the meantime. There's lots of options available, but none of those options address the fundamental issue, which is we have a commercial use of technology which collects in the aggregate information that could be used to threaten the national security of the United States.
So it's unclear what options are open to Trump once he is sworn in as president Monday. The law allowed for a 90-day pause in restrictions on the app if there had been progress toward a sale before it took effect. But right now, there's no indication a sale is imminent. Now, TikTok's CEO, who is expected to attend Trump's inauguration, used the app to thank the incoming president for his commitment to work to try to keep TikTok available for users. So, Duarte, we'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sharon. So President-elect Donald Trump is confirming what a lot of meteorologists were thinking. Monday's inauguration, well, it's going to have to be held indoors. He says because of the freezing temperatures expected on Monday, his inauguration will be inside the Capitol Rotunda. He also posted that there's going to be a viewing party at a Capital One arena. Temperatures are expected to be in the teens. The last time inauguration was moved indoors was for Ronald Reagan's second term back in 1985. And on that day, temperatures were in the single digits. Developing news out of the Middle East. Israel's security cabinet is recommending the approval of the ceasefire deal with Hamas. This comes after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu confirmed an agreement had been reached. Mediators from Qatar and the U.S. announced the ceasefire and release of hostages on Wednesday, but there were some last-minute snags Israel is blaming on Hamas. However, the militant group now says it's committed to ending the war, which has been going on since October of 2023. New developments out of Southern California, where two massive wildfires are still threatening tens of thousands of people. In the Los Angeles area, 80,000 people are still under evacuation orders as two massive wildfires keep burning over there. Officials are restricting access to impacted neighborhoods while crews search for possible victims and survivors. Concerns